It's a beautiful brand new week, a beautiful Monday morning, the 24th of November 2025. We are steadily and slowly counting down to the end of November, the 11th month, and then would enter proper into December. Already I've seen people put up Christmas decorations. It's like we're all in a hurry for the festive season. This should tell you to work hard, to continue working hard, so that when you take the break for the festive season, you can take a break that is devoid of worry. Did I do this? Did I not do this? So work hard. This should be a motivation to put in your very best. These are the few moments, the few weeks, the few days left for us to enter into the festive season. Thank you so much for joining us. Today being 24th, it means that you are virtually in the final week of November. And I hope your November has been great. I hope it's been beautiful. I hope it's been everything that you have been hoping and working for. If you have not achieved all of your goals yet, I tell you that you would achieve them. Just continue working hard towards them and do not give up. Don't look down on yourself. Don't put yourself down at all, and you will achieve all of them. I hope your weekend was also great. I hope you had a great time. I had a wonderful time. I attended the launch of two books, two very great books that I really enjoyed the launch, where there were some readings. I hope yours was also a great one. And because your weekend was a great one, I know that your week will be better than you've even thought about. It will be better. We have so much for you today on the show. We'll look at our forest, the report by the Ghana foresters, and what they say about our forest. They say that our forests are under siege. We'll have some conversations with them and understand why they are saying that. We'll also bring you conversations about domestic violence. Over the past few weeks, the reports on domestic violence have been really heartbreaking. Really, really heartbreaking. You cannot scroll through social media without seeing a report on domestic violence. It breaks our hearts. And so we'll have some conversation on that, about the way forward, the more that we can do concerning these issues. We'll also bring you the latest in the world of sports. And today being a Monday, we will bring you our community watch. We throw our spotlight on one community and see what the issues are within the community that need solving. And so we'll bring you Community Watch. My favorite part of the show, we will open the phone lines so that you can call and share your thoughts with us on Ghana Speak 053-916-1609. We have all of these for you today on ABC in the morning. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're also streaming live on Facebook, ABC News GH, ABC News GH. And then you can enjoy all that we have on our socials at ABC News GH _. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you that conversation on our forest on Front Story. Stay with us.
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning. We begin with our front story where we look at our forest. The Ghana Institute of Foresters say that our forests are under siege. Why do they say that? At a meeting, the Ghana Institute of Foresters say that we have to look a lot into our forest reserves. You know the importance of our greenery, the importance of our forest. It's always been said that when the last tree dies, the last man dies. But in Ghana, it seems that we are in a hurry to kill ourselves because we keep killing our trees. And if we are killing our trees, we are killing ourselves. And it doesn't look like we are ready to put a stop to it. But Ghana Institute of Foresters are reminding us of how important it is that we keep our trees. It is important because there's a certain attitude that is very rapidly eroding our green, our forest cover. What attitude is this? The attitude of illegal mining. Day in and day out, people are mining in our forest reserves. They are mining on our water bodies. They are mining in areas they should not be mining in. And by so doing, their actions, their attitude, everything they are doing is putting our forest at a risk. It's putting our natural bodies at a risk. And because of that, they are putting our lives as humans at a risk. The institute is proposing that there should be strict laws in this country concerning our forest so that we can protect the forest and protect ourselves. They talk about how galamsey, illegal mining, is really affecting us as a people. And if you are a follower of ABC in the morning, you know that we've spoken about galamsey so many times. We are introducing cyanide into the land. We are introducing mercury into the land. We are cutting down our forests because we want to mine on the land. The trees, we are cutting them down. We do not care about the trees. We enter, we raise everything down, and then we get digging because we want gold. Successive governments have tried various interventions to deal with the growing menace of illegal mining. But the Ghanaian people are unsatisfied because many believe that government is not doing enough. And by government, I mean successive governments. The governments that have come and gone have not done enough. We know that galamsey is an age-old issue, an age-old phenomenon, and it continues to eat us up. And so at their annual general meeting, which they held at the KNUST, the Ghana Institute of Foresters say that we really need to tackle galamsey. We really need to tackle galamsey so that we can save our forest. Well, let's have some conversations with them because they have released their report. They have been looking into this matter and appreciate what the Ghana Institute of Foresters are saying. The president of the institute is Dr. Abukari Nangtongba Atta. He joins us. Good morning, Doc. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Good morning, madam. And thank you very much for this opportunity. Let me say good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, my name is Dr. Abukari Nangtongba Atta Esquire. President of the Ghana Institute of Foresters.
Right.
Yes.
First off, let us appreciate what you discussed concerning our forest reserves at your annual general meeting in Kumasi.
Let me just start by saying that in your preamble, you did indicate that there's an old adage that says that when the last tree dies, the last man dies. And that is true. We all know from our primary and middle school or JSS that trees are the things that produce oxygen for us to breathe. Right. So definitely it means that when the trees are not there to produce the oxygen, human beings cannot survive. It is against this background that this year, our AGM, we took the theme, foresters at the forefront of change, tackling mining challenges and advancing forest restoration. Yes. So in order to ensure that there's human life and biodiversity, we decided to choose this to ensure that we dram the effect or consequences of illegal mining to Ghanaians.
Doc, you argue that some of the existing policies that government has is really impeding the progress of the work that government wants to do when it comes to safeguarding our forest. First off, how many forest reserves do we have as a country, and how many of them are viable as ecological habitats for the animals that live in the forest reserves, for the plants or the trees in there, and also for the oxygen that the trees are providing for us to breathe?
Thank you very much. Before the start of the century, we had 288 forest reserves. And today, they are almost finished, as you can see from the pictures that you showed to us. Like you also said in your preamble, this is an old age activity. But you see, in the past, we were told in our geography lessons that, especially those around the river boundaries, that when there was any heavy rainfall, you could walk by the sides of the rivers and pick gold nuggets. But today, that is not it again. Again, around the 60s, we were rather using shovels and pickaxes. And that was not too destructive. And as if at that time, there was law enforcement because you were given buffer zones to operate so that 100 meters from the river bodies, no. As for the forest reserves, there were no laws that prevented people from getting into. But it was that for your own reason, there was no need for you to go into the forest reserve to mine. We have what we call the forest reserve and the off reserves. The off reserves are the places where the reserves are not part. So anybody can go there and do the mining, but mining with very responsible technology. As we can all see now, it is free for all. And you see, it's so sad that even the small-scale miners who are advocating that they are doing the best practices, we don't see it. Because if small-scale miners work alongside with the illegal miners, then after mining, they do restoration. Then the illegal miners will also see that these are the techniques that we need to follow. But nothing is happening. So the whole thing is just devastating of the ecosystem, which is not too good for us.
But how many of our forest reserves are left in pristine form?
In fact, to be honest with you, I think we have less than the 288 that we started at the beginning of the 19th century. Precisely, I can't get the figure, but it has reduced drastically. Especially, you also attest to the fact that the pictures that you are showing before me now shows that the forests have been destroyed. Just this year, we had 50 forest reserves being attacked, 49 being forest reserve, and 1 wildlife reserve at Bui. And by October this year, 5 have been taken back again. So what are we doing?
That's rather unfortunate and a very worrying reports coming in there. But you are talking, you as an institute say that we should have some more policy. We should have policy reforms and expand our policies when it comes to protecting our forest reserves. What really are these policies that you're expecting government to look at and implement?
Yeah, we are asking the government to repeal LI 2462 and LI 2501 and bring out a legislation, an LI, that will prevent mining in forest reserves, but allow mining in forest reserve in production areas. In the production areas, we mean that they won't actually affect the biodiversity. And actually, we also advocate that there should be deep cast mining. The deep cast mining is what the mining companies such as Obuasi, Angle Gold Mining, and Takwa, what they do. They dig shafts and do lateral digging. So you realize that the trees are still standing on the soil. Water bodies are not affected. And we advocate that there should be total ban on alluvial mining. Alluvial mining is what we are having now, and that is actually destroying our water bodies and our forest reserves. That is the policy that we would want the government to undertake. And two, you see, like in your preamble, this mining didn't start from this government. It has happened in successive governments. And what we are hearing is that the youth says that they don't have any job. And any government that tries to stop Galamsey, they will put them out of government power. So no government is prepared to fight the bull by their horn. But GIF is saying that, look, let's have a national dialogue, like what they did with the economy at Senchi during the NDC's time and the recent economic dialogue that they had early part of this year. We have national stakeholders to come. And we all say that, look, Galamsey is affecting our lives. Let's put a high start to it and say that, no, enough is enough. I want to commend my sister, Awula Sewa, Eco-Conscious Executive Director. She also advocated that, look, we military and police cannot stop this Galamsey. Let's include the chiefs and the youth and the opinion leaders of various communities. And one such of that community is Bompata. When the people of Bompata and their chiefs came out to protest that they don't want Galamsey in their community. And if they say that, no matter who would come there, they will resist it. And Galamsey cannot. And it will not be the government's fault. It is the people within that jurisdiction are saying that enough is enough. We don't want it. Madam, that is the stake of GIF.
Okay. GIF is also raising concerns about the non-burning of excavators. Enlighten us on these concerns that you have raised.
Yes. You see, like in our communique, we did indicate that the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, meant well for the states, that we shouldn't burn excavators as it was done in the past. But it hasn't solved the problem, because you and me know how bulky these excavators are. They are found in the forest. You have to hire a payloader to convey this to wherever they want it to be. And the following day it comes. But when we start burning them, I'm told an excavator is about 12 million Ghana cedis. If you start to burn them, 1, 2, 3, those who are renting, those who are buying will sit up and say that, no, this is not a very good venture that we should undertake. So we are saying that, no, burning of excavators should be brought in to serve as a deterrent to people who would not stop the mining.
Will serve as a deterrent to those who will not stop the mining. In your communique,
Exactly.
you also talk about certain individuals that are involved in Galamsey or illegal mining. You talk about political interference being some of the things that are fighting against the stop, against the campaign against Galamsey. And so it means that there seems to not be the political will. You talk about foreign investors and many others. As an institute, how do you speak to matters such as this, looking at the fact that government has already put together a team to deal with illegal mining, NIMOS? Isn't that political will enough?
Yes, Madam, it's true that the government is doing so well by engaging security forces to fight against this menace. But look at what happened at Hwediem Ahafo.
Yeah.
I mean, government mandated NIMOS to go and destroy. But we heard that political figures called in the youth to rise against the NIMOS. So what are we saying? Do they have the political will? The MP who was fingered and was taken to court, we haven't heard anything again on it. So if I sit back to say that the government is doing so well, what am I saying? The IGP task force also started. Along the line, we were told that they were asked to stop. So what is it? Madam, you and me, what is it?
Well, these
the best judge is for Ghanaians.
But these
go
are
ahead.
But let's still look at our forest reserves.
Come again?
I said let us still look at our forest reserves, Doc, because of how important they are to us. There still are people who do not appreciate really what our forest reserves do for us as a people, or what they add up to with regards to our lives. And so as an institute, in just a very short period of about a minute, run us through the meaning of our forest reserves and the need to have them. If you would, 3 things that if we lost our forest reserves, it would really impact our lives as a Ghanaian or as Ghanaians in the adverse nature.
Madam, thank you very much. You know what? I don't pray that it happens to anybody, but let a relative go to the hospital and he or she is put on oxygen. You know the effects or the benefits of forests that produce air for me and you to breathe, and we don't pay anything. Now, apart from the air that it produces for us to breathe, it also purifies water for us to drink. It is also the source of our water bodies that flows for water generation to be pumped to people to drink. Apart from that, it also embodies the ecosystem that holds it for us. It also protects our animals in the forest. It also provides this, carbon sink that doesn't give us high temperatures and those kind of things. Today we are talking about climate change. It's because of the devastation of our forests that temperatures have risen so much that the glaciers in the far poles are melting, and we have all this flooding and those kind of things. And let me also say, if the forest is there, there's a lot of speculation. When rain falls, there's a lot of water going into the soil than flooding places. So these are some of the advantages that we have when we retain our forest, in a nutshell.
Well, again, I'll come back to the burning of excavators. You talk about the importance of the burning with regard to how it would help deter persons from bringing in more excavators. But we've seen the burning happen before, Doc, and it really did not deter them. Had it deterred them, we wouldn't have gotten to this part, or wouldn't have gotten this far with regards to the desecration of our lands. And so really, how much, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would the burning of excavators really do in our quest to keep our forest, to safeguard our forest reserves?
Madam, see, it's so sad for a human being like me and you to say that somebody has accumulated about 12 million to go and buy an excavator to come and work, and you say they should burn it. That is why the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in his wise wisdom, said that we shouldn't burn it. But you see, in the past, I remember there was a woman who had 2 excavators and they burnt it. You could see the outrage, the way she was talking and crying. And I'm sure she never bought anything of that sort. I said that it will serve as a deterrent for people because we burnt and stopped. That's why they continue to bring it. And that's what I'm also advocating, that, you see, let's have a national discuss and say that, look, Galamsey is killing us. Let us say no to it. So you see, it will solve the problem of people buying excavators and people advocating that they should ban excavators. I'm sure it's not GIF alone that is advocating that we should ban the excavators. All civil society organizations are claiming that we should ban the excavators. Once they are banned, nobody would want to bring it. Now, if again they say don't bring it, you see the big those who are involved in it. And up to now, madam, me and you, we have said that we should name and shame. Which of them, of the people, the kingpins, have they pinpointed and said that this is the person who is doing the illegal mining? No. So you see, it's a very complex thing. So if the president, should go and buy an excavator and worth about 12 million, and I send it to the forest to mine, and they burn it, I'll sit up and say, no, this is not a good venture. You understand?
Right.
So that is the position of GIF.
You talk about needing us to have some more national dialogue in this fight against illegal mining. You urge the National Commission for Civic Education, the NCCE, to make the campaign a national priority. At this point, do you feel that we have just become used to the issue of illegal mining, so much so that it has become a part and parcel of our lives, and so it's an everyday occurrence? We don't care about it. Is that how you see it?
Not really. You see, the proposal of NCCE to join us to advocate for the stop of this galamsey is when we were growing, we have mobile cinema vans. If there was a topical issue, the Minister of Information would ensure that these mobile vans go to communities and show cinemas of what they want to talk about and see the consequences. This alone was something that was educating people to stop. But these days, we are not seeing it. We are not seeing it. Now, look at the picture that you are showing. Look at the army burning the excavators. Now, if they burn about 10, 12 of them, in that community, who would be there? Nobody will go there again. And madam, you see, my GIF advocacy that we should have a national discourse to talk is that there's no alternative job that pays currently more than the galamsey that we are looking at. If you ask the youth to go to do farming, cereals take 3 months to mature. Yams take 3 months. Everybody goes there, and the government doesn't have money to buy the produce after harvest. It becomes glut, and farmers are crying. Look at the rice that our rice farmers are talking about. So if we don't sit down as a national, as a country to talk and say that, look, let us stop this and probably get some alternatives and ensure that the farmers are paid well for their produce. That is it. Look at Burkina Faso. They have gold deposits there. Are they doing this type of mining? Is it the only type of job that the youth are doing? Look at South Africa. Look at Tanzania. Look at Zimbabwe. We have all gold deposits there. Is that what they are doing? Do they use excavators to go and destroy their forest and environment? No. It means there's something wrong. There's something somewhere wrong. That is why GIF is advocating that. Let's have a national discourse. People who would tell the government the truth or the nation the truth will come out and speak, and we disagree to agree. You get it? So that's the position of GIF.
With this report that you have brought out, Dr. Atta, would you be looking forward to engaging with governments directly so that you can present your concerns from your standpoint as an institute to them, and then give them maybe a time frame by which you'll be looking forward to seeing some implementations of your recommendations?
Yeah, Madam, GIF, our doors are very open. So unfortunately, when we're having this, our AGM, we invited the sector minister, but unfortunately, I think he also had some pressing issues, I think in Brussels. so he couldn't attend. So for us, GIF, we have also even proposed meeting the sector minister to have a dialogue with him and give our position on how this illegal menace can be tackled. You see, two heads are better than one. And like I said, we will disagree to agree and get some modalities to put in place. I'm so happy about GME. I mean, they'll come out with their policies. This is an association that would come and tell the government the consequences of what is happening. But let me make this emphasis. In Europe and North America, anything that the government wants to do on the environment, the foresters are number one people they will have to contact because they are the experts in those areas. But in this part of our continent, it's not like that. We have technocrats who are there, and these are the very people that they are talking to. But I believe that if you meet an association and ask them for their concern, I think they will make some good proposals for the government to look, and you disagree to agree. Like we are saying now that GIF is not against mining in forest reserves. We are saying that the mining should be done in forest reserves, but in production areas. And it should not be alluvial mining. It should be deep cast mining, which will see the trees still standing, water bodies flowing with fresh, neat water, than the alluvial mining, which has destroyed our environment and destroyed our water body. In your preamble, you did even say that, look, we have cyanide in the soils. We have mercury in the water as well. We are drinking them. And it's hazardous to us. So what do we do? But GIF will tell them that, look, in the off reserves, in the production areas, we can carve out this type of area for them and do deep cast mining. It's done everywhere. Now ask the Chinese people who come to do the illegal mining in their home countries, will they be allowed to destroy the environment like that? Madam, you see, those of us probably in Accra would say that we are not by the water bodies. But the cyanide and the mercury are being imbibed into fruits, roots that they bring to us in Accra to buy. And if you go to the hospitals now, records will show that we have liver, kidney, heart, and all congenital diseases because of this menace that we are finding. So is it not time for us to stop? Ma, you could have this money and go to a hospital. You use all this money to treat yourself. Ask those who are at the Galamsey side whether they drink this type of water. They go with sachet water to bath and drink. So very soon, we those who are not even close to the place will also have to pay so much. We also have to pay so much, which is not the best for us.
Government institutions.
And let me say,
right?
No, just listen. Let me add. Look, to restore the degraded lands, we need a whopping $40,000 to restore 1 hectare. To restore 1 hectare of land, of the degraded land. So you and me, look at the lands that has been, the area that has been degraded. Somebody came to say that the degraded lands are about 120,000 of the football fields. I mean, this is an underestimation. This is underestimation. And we need $40,000. Who is going to pay for it? It means our children. But we can't leave this degraded land this way, isn't it? Thank you.
Well, Doc, the government instituted blue water guards who should serve as monitoring agents around or along river banks to ensure that they report to the relevant authorities people who are encroaching river bodies to mine in them and all. Up until now, would you say that the blue water guards have done work that you would have expected them to have done?
Madam, let me crack this joke. I was sitting some time watching TV3, and a lady said that this blue water gas, the miners have impregnated all the ladies because the amount of money the government is paying them, the miners give them more than that. So who is protecting what? So that is a very good idea. Yes, they have formed these guards to take care of this. But are they working? Because if they were working, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, I saw our sector minister in a boat with some other personnel on the Ankobra River. He was pleading with the people who have built houses along the Ankobra River to vacate from the place. And he asked them that, look at the water, is it good? They said no. So if you say no, why are you there polluting the place? So I'm sure we just need a political will. You can look at even soldiers with arms. Look at what happened at Hwedem Ahafu. The youth don't fear anybody now. They don't fear anything. So you can employ as many guards to protect the issues. Nothing will happen. So that's the position of the government is doing well, but then the political will to stop these things, it's not there, to be honest with you.
Well, with the example you gave about the monies, that some of these guards may be enticed with more money than they are even receiving, would you agree with those who call for these specialized units like the Blue Water Guards, like the NIMOS, that they should be given some very hefty compensation? They should have some good allowances paid them so that they are not swayed by the monies that they are confronted with when they go for their duties?
See, you can give them as much money as you have, but the character, if we don't change our character, so be it. Even the amount of money that they are paying the water guards is enough. At least they were at home getting nothing. So if what they are giving to them and they are doing due diligence to what they've been asked to do, it will stop. No matter the amount of money that you give to somebody, you and me, it won't be sufficient. Because I'm sure this morning before you came, you might have had some telephone calls that send me Mumu to various people. And how much do you earn? So no matter amount, let's just work on our character. Once we work on our character, I'm sure this things will be resolved.
All right. Dr. Atta Esquire, thank you so much for your time. We're most grateful that you joined us this morning.
I'm also very grateful, and I'm always available for discuss on the TV station to solve this menace in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Bukari Nangtoma Atta Esquire is the president for the Ghana Institute of Foresters. The Ghana Institute of Foresters say that our forests are under siege, and so government should up their game when it comes to dealing with this very delicate matter. That's all for our front story this morning on ABC in the Morning. After this break, we bring you our Community Watch. Stay with us.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what will be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye, easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there and welcome to Streets We Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts now. Omo onyumbi ende no omo kan bibi wo ho. Omo kan dey.
No, my Chris, hi. Ananya no.
Three sentences, 3 words. Wait me catch me. Gino bibi. Wait me catch me.
Oh, really you wanna.
But I want to mean Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, I'm ready to
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gift for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes paste. And yeah, the onion, na pepper wom, bibia wom. What the budget love na ko here. Hey, Gino, we ko budget love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Swaba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa ni
Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching ABC in the morning. It's time for our community watch. And today we throw the spotlight on the Ashaiman Under Bridge to Ajay Kojo Road. This passage has been broken and it's affecting commuters and those who live around the area. We engaged with those who have been affected by this issue, and so we bring you Community Watch.
Another episode of Community Watch on ABC News Ghana Television. I am Khadija Isifu. Today, we turn our lenses on the Sun City Ajay Kojo stretch from the Ashaiman Under Bridge in the Tema West Municipal Assembly. Join us as we hear from commuters, commercial drivers and Okada riders as they uncover their urgent needs that has to be addressed by the authorities. To Ajay Kojo. Commercial drivers and Okada riders as they uncover their urgent needs that has to be addressed by the authorities. Beneath the Ashaiman Under Bridge lies a road with a long and troubled history. A stretch that connects thousands of commuters from Ashaiman and from the Ashaiman Under Bridge to Ajay Kojo. Yet one that has remained a daily struggle for residents and motorists for decades. Despite promises made by authorities to fix the road, it continues to be a source of frustration, with previous construction efforts being short-lived. When it rains, the road disappears under murky water. When it dries, clouds of dust rise like smoke, choking commuters. Drivers and traders say each day they risk their health. While some of the drivers and commercial motor riders complained of joint pains because of the bumpy nature of the road, some of the traders complained about respiratory illness due to the dust they inhale daily.
Oh, hi, and the brain. Even so, ye say me driver crampo na miss pass na the car ni say ma make shop no na dia. Even yeah pomudin kra na high because ye gina ha wo hu cars na twam no the dust brain. Dust ni so ekoyemu so e ma yare. Se mpanifo ni nti omi tumi ha so mpanifo so tete ha. E bia ye to eduro. Ye honam dia ye ntimi kasabio. Obia sore a no se ni sisi ni body. Nti eduro dia pharmacy fo no kura sese a omo ho. Wo beto eduro kura na o sese ade wo ye okada na. Nti yesra abai. Onhwe so. Na
me ko du fia ntimi. Bo se meyi frames sa na miti. Me manu so me pont entemuti ni omo ane wa ha. Be ho anu so muti na makoto edura mo. Nti mu boaye bre wa ha.
Guys, I even last almost 2 weeks in the Ukraine. Into me, Yajuma. Me bamba Daka Musa, go futuru no, Ekumie, into me, Yajuma, into me Daka Musa, and no Cassia, Afina Mabas and Baba, Ejuma Kakra.
Always headache. Because the dust it have been affecting us a lot.
My yare baby, me ba ha na nye say na me voice there, and na nye say na me kasa. Sisi afuturu na wura Musa, ya toto nro sa ya bre. Amaya yare ukwa check up yesi typhoid any yarewa bebre futu ni de haye ekuye nanso ye ni baby konti amaya timi ye da ho tim futu ni
enukra nyame ani ufa we ya ubabia be ye wo ya ubabia be ye because yes gbang see ya ubabia but mostly your waist and your back pains no there or your spinal cord there. Mostly no ono na ye the most affected part wutina moto no so na ufa rob so a eno na ya de a ete affect ye
obe ye adwuma ewielu na ska nyina o da goto eduru this guy na goto eduru de obe odi be coffee kula ebi kan because e kwano nye adwuma no so ba.
Beyond the inconvenience, the economic toll is heavy. Frequent breakdowns mean high maintenance costs. Drivers and Okada riders shared how they spend more time at mechanic shops than on the road. And as family heads with responsibilities, many say they are sometimes forced to increase their fares just to keep up with the rising maintenance costs and still support their household.
Who call shop in there? A channel shop. Oh. Uko shop in there, shops best say at all the times scanner ebe nyano na dey akọ shop nti ama ahonkyere kura e wo fie opie anapa ebe dwuma ontimi yi chop money na wo be yi no o feel like me moto no kura anye nti me diska we eje afia
enen ya me no kese me ba ye kura me shaft akutu e wo kwan no so because of okwan nti ti wo fa load kwa kra bia Niama kakra bia de esa wo gi be 20 series no esa wo gi nipa no more than that esa no mo so mo complain because ya onim se ade no enso sa but wo su fi se kwan be ha unti wo charge more than that yes so na esa nke ba no
from Aha to Santo e kwan nye enti sometimes kwa ska bia ense wo gi nipa na osene wo kurapo wo fa wo kurapo no se wo gi enti sa ban to bet me aba hwe na wa ye aman dia because yesu ye ka market hu na market no e koso
ana kura ne ye kwa ne nye ama ya bre o to ma se nkrampo a endru wan ya na ma se source nyina access
ye kwan no na no nye nti ese ye machines no pass no boy di this boabi wo betima dia boy dia.
I go mechanic shop 2 times. Because of the route, it's not good too. They give me waist pains.
Breakdowns are constant, accidents are frequent, and for many drivers and Okada riders, their livelihoods continue to slip away with every pothole.
Bia kwani nye mami ndoji se ansa na oba for hono na ka so aso every afa hono mu nti saa no emeya accident wa ha ye de bia ye ni trotro drivers ye ku e wa ha se accident de tasipa even enira ya accident ase ha enam saa kwanu nye no nti
this speed is an omu bedu ha se omu refi se aha no e rough road enra akra ka kitikiti accident se wa ha se nti odu ha obechi break na ni refi no na obe hu anaka na ti free last year say microphone bebre wu ha se.
You'll be going, you see somebody in front of you, you want to dodge. Maybe somebody is on your back coming. That time you realize they come and crash you.
The economy of this corridor continues to suffer. From food vendors to shop owners, business operators say the poor road condition is slowly crushing their survival as customers avoid the area and sales decline.
A customer came here to buy. Because of the dust, it have been worrying them, so they have to move to other place to buy. So it have been worrying us.
Private car for ya omo ba ha be di dwama no na nse omo si ye kwan nye nti omo ma abiem. Omo twem a either so omo kotem na so omo kwa akra. Enti no ye de ye ni tutu ye na ye hu se aban foforo beba no ye de ye rehye no mu se bia nka oba obeba be boa ye no abaye kwan na amaye.
Ha dream bebre ebi wa obi person di wa o si dust na mini na kasa so enye hwe nti obi open no we di wa obi on pen no si chichiri mam na me mfa nko nti ya ha asitrani de ede
nso ni tona se ekwan ni ye pachapacha de ankofo mba nti da de edwa no eya ekofom edwa no kofom.
Day after day, the suffering deepens. Commuters stranded, cars breaking down, drivers losing money, vendors losing customers. And as the dust blinds and the mud traps, one message echoes across the Sun City Ejoikojo stretch. Authorities must act now before this road becomes a full-blown disaster.
Problem kasepa ya kwan no, kwan ne de. So washena wa ya manya anka eboboa.
The road there, they have to come and do it fast because always we are paying tax. So they have to come and do it fast.
Nyankopon ye adum na ekwan ne emra so ekwan ne ba so na ye yi a ya yeti kwan no so no enye ye pe si yeti kwan no megidi se omo ye kwan ne wi a ye be pe dabra ma ye ne enso yakɔhye ho ne aton ade no cars be ba bebra beto ade ama ye yenso ye mpa ibo ne se kwan no be ya ama ye.
There were problems bebre because of a kwan no. Yes, repenting for some mra mehwe bibi ye ma ye.
Ka che mu se omo hu ye mo no be ye kwan no ma ye because kwan ekun ye pa ye adwuma wi a ye tumi da nti ye sira mo be ye kwan no ma ye.
No de no krepa se on bet me abaye ma de be boy papa because that's no krapo no ekun ye krapo che body once matter here finse emu keke na me ko yi wo store ema obi ko fam obi once say atare ya fi ayeti se maybe me ye adwuma bia fita na pa besu by this time but say ye that's na ekwan ni that's na enti aban ni de ye sro mu so omu hwe no omu ye ma enuti na eto aba ma omu
bet ma asra aban ni say ya pa acho on hwe sa akwa na ema ye na ye adwuma no nso Oma on hwe ya dwuma nso emaye na bibia betima ye so ye betima anya kakra nso adi ye betima anya kakra nso emaye papa no ye ma me nso
That so construct the roof for us.
This idea ni this driver fu nyina ye wa Ejoikojo kanewu anytime west the this stress the srempinfo any road minister any honorable James enu ye nyina ye ka bom e ya adwen ba akotoma no tema west drivers nti yesre no so ombo modin ya se de bohye no no e di hye ya yeso yegina so to abaman no omfa sa bohye na no mboa yan okwan ni so na yesa de a ye bre because ya adwumpo sanka ye be ko demonstration asi kwan ye nya adwuma but ye hwa se de driver passengers so be kire omunti no yɛde ni na to wɔ na yɛn so yɛnam so yɛyɛ adwuma yɛsrɛ na anidie mu a road minister ɛne honorable James no ɔnka bi ma yɛn na ɔmomboa yɛn ɛwɔ kwan ne so yɛbrɛ paa.
In the end, the Sun City Ajayi-Kojo stretch is more than a bad road. It is a daily test of resilience, health, and survival. But the people have spoken. Their message is clear. Their plea is urgent. Fix this road.
That has become synonymous to the Sun City Ajayi-Kojo stretch in the Tema West Municipal Assembly. And as we wrap up on today's episode of Community Watch, the people of Sun City and Ajayi-Kojo are saying that until this road is fixed, the ride on the stretch remains a reminder of unfulfilled promises. Your community could be next. Keep watching Community Watch on ABC News Ghana Television. I am Khadija.
So that's my colleague Khadija Isifu bringing us the state of the road at the Ashaiman Underbridge to Ajayi-Kojo. You hear the traders along the road talking about how their sales have dropped because of the nature of the roads. The drivers complaining about how they need to take their cars for maintenance servicing because of the nature of the roads. And for the traders, the nature of the road is deterring customers from coming their way. And so their customers have had to find alternative markets to buy from. Drivers also are reluctant to drive into the area because, I mean, at the end of the day, if the fare you are charging would have to go into repairing your car, you would rather stay away. And so this is the Ashaiman Underbridge to Ajayi-Kojo Road, and this is how it's looking. Next time we could come into your community and you can call us on 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609 and bring us up to speed on what is happening in your community, and we will be there to report on this and bring it to the attention of duty bearers. That's all for Community Watch this morning on ABC in the morning. We will take a break. After the break, we will bring you some conversation on domestic violence. Domestic violence on our main discussion. A very important conversation that must be had, especially in the wake of all of the reports of domestic violence. We need to have conversations such as these, and so you don't want to miss out on it at all. Right after this break, we bring you that on our main discussion. Stay with us.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see you. Wait, this guy. My friend, still form.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mumpe baby amubeda. Oh, no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper, and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenina da da da. So pa mediane no abe. Come on, Gino, do your magic. And papa no kunu abe fie.
Tasty magic.
And your daddy trying to kiss keke.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admits of matters with expert insight, former renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performances of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Hey there and welcome to Streets with Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your first say? Okay. Into your first question, one say, we should Gino adverts now. Omo nyumbi ende no omo kan bibi wo ho. Omo kan dey.
No ma Chris. Hi. Amenya no.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wetin ya catch me? Gino bibi. Wetin ya catch me?
Oh, love you no.
Pacho untimi kan Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, na me love you kakla.
Wow. I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gifts for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino. Tomatoes paste. Ella, the onion, nay, pepper womb, bibia womb. What the budget love for no Gino, because your love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa near.
Mami meka ka mechia rent back de bia wo pacho. Come on, come see what? Hey, where this guy? My friend, see before.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, na abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Winning, enye easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my wade jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah. Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admits of matters with expert insight, former renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guide on the talking point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail.
You're welcome back, and thank you so much for still staying with us. This is ABC in the morning. It's time for our main discussion. And this morning, we're looking at a very important matter, delicate matter, one that is very, very important to our lives as a people. As human beings, we deserve dignity in every form, especially within relationships that we hold sacred. Relationships with our parents, relationship between a husband and a wife, relationships within the home. It is for that reason that your home should be a very safe haven. Unfortunately for us, domestic violence has become one that is very synonymous to homes, where for people, it is normal that a husband beats his wife. It is normal that a wife hits her husband. It's normal that parents abuse their children. So much so that it even moves beyond the home to the outside. Over the weekend, I came across some videos. People are out having fun, enjoying themselves. A lady is dancing, and a guy decides that because we are in a public space, I have the right to your body, and decides to hold her without her permission. The video comes out and many people commenting on the video believe that, why are you there if you do not want anybody to manhandle you? And it takes me aback, because what kind of society are we living in if anybody feels that they have the right to another's body by virtue of being in the space or in the same space with them? And so today on our main discussion, we'll look at domestic violence, but we'll not only keep it there, we'll look at other forms of violence and how we are as a people doing a big disservice to ourselves. Not just that, we will see how we could do better by each other as Ghanaians. Joining me this morning in studio is the country director for Amnesty International, Genevieve Partington. Genevieve, it's such a delight to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking with you over the phone. Today we get to see you in person.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you. First of all, let me ask how Amnesty International is doing.
Oh, we're good. We've been in Ghana for 50 plus years, and we happen to work on gender-based violence issues. That's one of our major areas that we work on in Ghana. So it's apt that I'm here this morning to talk about domestic violence.
Oh, thank you. We'll start with domestic violence. Anytime we talk about domestic violence, the whole idea is that women who are beaten by their husbands. We understand that it's not just with women, but the majority that fall victim to issues like these are women, to the point where we realize that 1 out of 3 women face domestic violence at home or gender-based violence at home. With your work you've been doing as Amnesty International, what are the contributing factors for which our women are not feeling safe in their homes?
Yes. So like you rightly said, the statistics are overweigh for women. The highest killing factor of women in the world is actually domestic violence. Domestic violence we define differently now because it's just intimate partner violence. So whether you're married or not, it's just a partner. And now it doesn't even just have to be in the home setting. It can be outside the home, but once it has to deal with your partner, an intimate partner, then we define it under law as domestic violence. So, there are different, you spoke about beating. It's not just beating, there's emotional abuse, there's economic abuse. You have women where perhaps they are not working, they are housewives, which there's nothing wrong with. However, some men take advantage of the fact that the women do not have any money or any type of economic empowerment, and then use that as a tool to abuse women, to be more dominant, to show that we call it negative masculinity, because there are men out there that not all of them are the same, but unfortunately majority of men are committing domestic violence, be it mental, emotional abuse or economic or physical.
Well, I'm glad that you bring all the other forms within, because anytime conversations like these come up, more often than not, we limit it to the physical aspect of it, what we can see. And so we do not see any physical marks on anybody, and we believe that, oh, you're fine. You're in a relationship, your boyfriend is not beating you, your fiancé is not beating you, your husband is not beating you. What really are you complaining about? And so let's look at the gap within our system and how these gaps have perpetuated the various forms of violence that women feel.
So I want to just touch on what you said. You said, sometimes you are not able to realize it is domestic violence. It's a form of gender-based violence. And the thing is that most of the time, it's a form of grooming. It starts with emotional abuse. It starts with manipulation. And then through that, before you know it, it's I'll beat you. It starts with threats. If you do this, I will do this to you. If you do, and then emotional manipulation. Most of the time, perpetrators of domestic violence, they'll threaten to beat you, and then they come and love bomb you after. So you have to look at the signs. After that, I did it because I love you. And you provoked me. You insulted me. So that's why I slapped you. Like there's no nothing can validate violence, period. It doesn't matter if someone insulted you or did anything to you. You can't do that. Now, the barriers that we have in Ghana, we have the support systems. So first of all, we have a Domestic Violence Act. It was established in 2007. There are a few gaps in the act. Like I said, the definition right now needs to broaden a little. So I'm happy to say that the Ministry of Gender with the consultants they've worked on that through consultation and stuff. So they've reviewed the Domestic Violence Act and yet to present it to Parliament. So that's good news. The other support services we lack, we have a Domestic Violence Support Fund. Unfortunately, I feel that regardless of the government that has been in power, Ministry of Gender has just never been priority in terms of allocation, fund allocation. And this is a huge issue we have even for the budget for 2026. People need to be more nosy and find out how much have you allocated to the Ministry of Gender for issues of social protection, issues of gender-based violence. You'll see that the last I checked, which I'm sure it's even lower, I heard something like the Victim Support Fund was less than 10,000 Ghana cedis. Now, I don't know how much that is. Maybe it's higher now, maybe it's lower. I have no idea. I can't verify that information. However, it just shows you the priority that government puts on, our safety as women, and that is very serious. Then we have the police. Police are there. They have a one-stop shop. They have a DOVSU, Domestic Violence Support Unit, where if you have an issue, yes, it's normally supposed to be at every police station, but again, due to resources, lack of funding, it's not necessarily at every police station. And I'm speaking specifically about outside the capital and big cities. So sometimes you have like a gender officer in the district that handles those sorts of things. So, the first thing you do is you need to go and report to the police. The police give you a medical form to take to the hospital, where you have to do your medical treatment or tests, and then you need to produce a medical report. Sometimes the issues that here are, sometimes you don't have the evidence. Sometimes this happened years ago, or somebody threatened you, somebody beat you. They'll call the perpetrator to the police station. The person would deny it.
It became he said, I said.
Yes. So it's always been an issue all around the world how to have evidence for domestic violence issues. But it really shouldn't be. People always say, but some women lie about it, but the percentage, the rate at which women are actually abused is much, much, much higher than the less than 0.001%
that's a lie.
Yes. So I think people need to stop normalizing this. Now, another support section that we need to work on is our social welfare officers. We have them across districts, okay, that they also support. So in terms of reporting and seeking counseling. Now, we have very few counselors, very few therapists around that can give that support. Also in Ghana, therapy is free if you've been a victim up to 18. The age is up to 18. That's free in the National Health Insurance. Right. So imagine those that have been through childhood trauma, childhood abuse. I mean, it's not something you get over easily. So once you pass 18, what happens is that now you have to pay for those services, and that becomes very pricey. So a lot of people tend rather not to do that. So there are organizations that have decided to put support groups together where persons who have been abused come together and they support themselves, they get a counselor and that kind of thing. There are quite a number. There's one called Survivor Diaries. She's doing a very good job. There's also Akomben, who is also deals with childhood trauma and things like that. A lot of NGOs are doing excellent work. And then the shelters. The government, we don't have any shelters. I know there's a shelter for abused children. they can't even take more than 30 children at a time. And a shelter is a temporary place. It's like a half house. So they are not supposed to stay there for long. For the women and anyone else who is abused, older, there's no proper shelter. The shelters that are being run right now are private. For example, Ark Foundation, they have a shelter. But government needs to invest in shelters. It's very capital intensive, but it's so important because I've realized that there are so many stories of domestic violence and gender-based violence coming out this year. You saw what happened with the lady, a lady at a concert.
Right.
I mean, you are having fun and then somebody is groping you from behind.
Hers is not even an isolated incident.
Yes.
There have been other concerts and it looks like a pattern.
Yes.
And we are entering into the festive season where there are going to be many more concerts. People are going to have fun, and already there's a mindset that if you're out there, then you deserve to be groped.
Yes, and as a woman, a young woman, you should feel safe when you go to concerts. But unfortunately, you have to have a third eye. One here, one at the back.
Yeah.
Because you have to be so careful. But why does our society have to be like that? So, I mean, there are a few points, we could mention in terms of keeping yourself safe during these festive periods. I know we're talking about domestic violence, but gender-based violence in general, because tomorrow, officially, we begin 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Right. And domestic violence is part. But now that we are entering Dirty December, young ladies, in fact, older, younger, whatever, you have to be careful. And even the men, the date rape drug, be very careful. Your drinks can be spiked and will be spiked this festive season. You have to watch your drink like with an eagle eye. You go to the bathroom, do not go to the bathroom alone. Go accompanied. There's an incident, I won't mention where I was, but I was somewhere and unfortunately the lady was completely drunk. She told us, we found her on the bathroom floor. My cousin and I found her on the bathroom floor. She told us she only had one drink. It means somebody spiked her drink. We had to, and some guys were trying to help her. We said, no, they should please leave, we'll handle her. We stood outside with her for about an hour and a half. We waited for someone. She drove there, she couldn't drive back. We asked her to call a friend to come and pick her up. We verified who this friend was when he came. She was completely out. So we have to be, and she was alone. This is another thing. Ladies, don't go out alone. Always try and meet a friend. Be with a friend. Unfortunately, the society we live in does not permit us to we should be able to go out alone and be independent, but this festive season we have to be super careful.
Yeah, you're mentioning all of these brings me to a point where I keep saying that you talk to any woman and she will tell you that someone has tried, for want of a better word, something silly with them before, and regardless of where you are, I would remember as far back as 2018. When I was in the public transport and in the full glare of people, someone tried to touch me inappropriately. I slapped the person's hand off, and I was rather the one who was being chastised because how dare you hit a man?
Yeah.
Because he tried holding you inappropriately.
And you were protecting yourself.
Yes, I was shocked.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was shocked because I just could not fathom the fact that I was the one who was being manhandled, but then at the end of the day you were a woman. Why do you and it looks like every single woman has a story of the sort.
Let me tell you, every single woman has gone through a form of sexual harassment, whether it's someone touching you inappropriately, whether it's someone sending you inappropriate pictures, or and now they've revised the Cybersecurity Act, so if someone sends you pictures, I think if someone sends you inappropriate pictures, you can report it now because it wasn't consensual, and that brings me to the point of how we shape society. We always talk about women, protect yourselves, do this, but how about the men and the young boys? I think that is where we need to teach our young boys and grown men about respect. we have to teach men and young boys about respect. They have to champion respect. They have to understand that if you have a housewife, it doesn't mean you can maltreat her. She's also bringing her own thing to the family. You know, she's contributing in a way. We call it unpaid work. She's looking after the kids. It's unpaid work.
Right.
And she's also bringing her contribution to the home. So you can't say just because she's not going to work, she's working. Technically, because she's looking after the kids. She's their mother, nurse, psychologist, doctor, everything. And we need to understand that marriage is a partnership and a companionship. Being with someone, living with someone, cohabitation. You have decided to live together and respect each other. Respect goes both ways. So I think we need to do more in teaching our young men that, you know, you need to respect human beings, period. You need to seek consent from people. You cannot try and touch someone inappropriately, especially when they are drunk or under some form of influence.
Right.
You know, so these are little things that we can do in our society. But I think it's also, I feel like support services really lack in Ghana. You hear the issue about, and I mean, gender-based violence is something I've been with survivors. It's something that I work with. You've seen issues where teachers are making moves on students. And you know, a teacher told me that, students are also flirtatious. I mean, how can you say this? Students are children. Once you are under the age of 18, you are classified as a child.
And aren't teachers under the position of trust?
And they sign a code of conduct, period. So you cannot tell me a child, because that is a child, the student is a child, flirts with you. I'm putting in inverted commas because that is what they claim this child is doing, that you are so tempted. Are we animals to be tempted? I mean, how is it that we women were able to be amongst each other, but we are not tempted, especially, for example, if you're a lesbian or something and you like another woman? How is it that we don't hear lesbians raping lesbians? We hear men raping boys. We hear men raping girls. So there is a common factor. The common factor is men. So they have a lot of work to do. And they need to understand it's not about the clothing you wear. It has never been. The highest rape cases in Ghana are of less than 14 years. Persons less than 14 years. Kindly tell me what they were wearing. Kids, babies wearing diapers have been raped. You understand? So and that's all.
We've seen people also even clad from head to toe, covered, wearing the baggiest of clothing, and they still have been.
It has absolutely nothing to do with what you are wearing.
Let me look at the family system. Have our culture, our family system been the fertile ground for which intimate partner violence, domestic violence of other forms perpetuated?
Yeah.
Are they the grounds for which we are seeing all of these grow?
Yes. So I mean, statistics again. Ghana Statistical Service has shown that most sexual gender-based violence cases are done within the home, and are done. They happen with someone you know, most likely a relative. These are facts. I don't make this up. So that means an uncle somewhere. An auntie could have been the one that committed the rape. Yes, we hear women beating men as well. That also happens. But there's absolutely no way you can compare that to the rate at which men are beating women. You can't compare.
Now that you bring aunties raping nephews and the rest, we hear stories, especially on X or Twitter. You go on Twitter, somebody is sharing a story, a man sharing a story of how he was introduced to sex. And it was a house help, an aunt, a big sister who introduced them, who took advantage of them. And then other men are in the comments kiki into it, laughing about it. How are we building a society where we see boys who start having sex so early as starts? Rather than talk about the matter so that we realize that it is abnormal.
Yes, so again, we have what we call rape culture. unfortunately, this country, we normalize rape, we normalize abuse. We find it funny when, men say they are uncomfortable, a woman has made certain passes at them. We laugh because we think it's not masculine if a woman is making moves on you and you don't accept that. But it's the same. It's as equal as a man doing that to a woman. You can't trivialize one or the other. They are both, but unfortunately our society normalizes violence. When you hear a woman is beating, the first question people ask is, what did she do? And that question should not be asked at all. So, I mean, we have a long way to go, but I believe that, there's a lot the government must do. I'm happy that the Domestic Violence Act has been reviewed. For Ghana, depending on the type of offense, because there are misdemeanors like sexual harassment, depending on how, what you did. But there's also like full-blown like rape and till some people strangulation and all that. And those take higher offenses. So I know Ghana, up to 25 years, you can go to prison if they bring the right evidence and you follow through with the case.
Right.
Now, the issue here is that a lot of domestic violence cases, people love to take the sorry route, forgive. Do you know you can forgive and still go to court?
You can.
Yes. You can, but family members make you feel so bad. They'll be like, oh, your kids are going to lose a father. Why are you taking your husband to court? And you can take your husband to court. You can take your partner to court. If the person is threatening your life, has been so abusive, you should pursue the case in court. And yes, he will face jail time. So what? That's what the person deserves. So I think family members also need to stop this forgive route, where, oh, you're a Christian, you forgive. What about the victim? What about the survivor of this violence? What exactly do you want her to do? And what if most of the time people that men that commit domestic violence are naturally violent? These are people that they do not just beat their wives, they are likely to beat their children, they are likely to beat other people or rape. There's also marital rape. At first that wasn't recognized in our society. Now we recognize that you can be married and not give consent to sex. A lot of the time you hear Bible, Christianity, you cannot deny your spouse of sex. Yes, you can, especially if you're in an abusive relationship. And if that person forces themselves on you, it is rape.
Okay.
Period. So we need to understand that. So I'm happy that the Ghana law, what we've done is in the Domestic Violence Act, it recognizes marital rape now. That is what we are trying to do. So I believe that this is important. It's an important discussion, and women need to speak out. Now you hear another story. This is what I don't like. Oh, why was she silent? Why didn't she run away? Unfortunately, it's the people that have never been in that situation that ask those questions. There's a way a survivor behaves when they are in a situation like that. We call it survival mode. Everybody is very different and reacts different to harm. When somebody is beating you, maybe there are children in the house, so you are very careful how you handle the person. You want to calm the person down and not react. Maybe your reaction might warrant more violence. So some people freeze. Some people freeze because out of fear, they freeze, or out of the fact that they want to protect whoever else is in the household, or protect themselves from being killed. They rather become docile. They become calmer so that the person also calms down. We call that survival mode, and people need to understand that sometimes that happens. In fact, it happens a lot. And you can't blame the victim. The victim is never to blame. So people need to understand that and have more empathy towards victims.
Yeah, because I wonder why in a society such as ours, we rather take a lot of delight in victim blaming over holding the culprits or the perpetrators to account. You talk about how family will tell you that you do not want your children to grow up without a father. But why aren't we also looking at it from the angle that you do not want your children in the presence of a father who would be a bad influence on them, who could even kill them? A few days ago, a father kills his daughter.
Yes.
Because he says she ate the food that her younger brother should have eaten.
Yeah.
The mother of the children is interviewed. She left. She had to leave for her life.
So she's probably a victim. She's also a victim of domestic violence.
And people seem to think that she's a bad mother for leaving, but we are not thinking about the bad father who has killed
you see
the
that
daughter.
problem. We always find a way to blame the woman, even when she was not even in the situation. The woman left for her safety. It's the same way we heard about the survivor that was beaten, the video that was stripped naked, she was beaten, and she had left and wanted to take her children, and the man refused. Now those situations happen a lot, especially when the woman does not have economic empowerment, when she does not have her own source of income, because you feel, you know what, maybe he doesn't beat the children the way he beats me. Let me leave, because if I don't leave, I will be killed. It is as simple as that. So I'm going to leave and I'm going to try and get my children out. And a lot of the time, I mean, the man being more dominant and the oppressor, you try and get your children back, he's going to threaten you. If you take the children, I'll kill you. If you take the children, I'll do this, I'll do that. You are left with no choice. So I'm sure the lady had that issue and had to leave, so I really wish society would stop blaming the victim, blaming the survivor. The issue here is the perpetrator, not the survivor.
Genevieve, do you think that we as a society have become desensitized to issues like these? It's like, because many people, especially those who live in compound houses, have seen it happen so many times. It's normal. You're in your room, you hear from another room, your co-tenant's beating his wife, beating his children, doing this, and it's Kofi and his wife. They'll be fine. They'll finish and wake up.
I think we need, as third parties, we need to intervene. That's if you feel safe to intervene. I always say, as a human rights activist, you need to analyze the situation. Is this safe for you to intervene? If you intervene and you get stabbed or killed, now what happens? You see. So you saw, for example, the case where the lady was videoed. The tenant felt safe to do it from behind somewhere. You can see that the person was videoing from somewhere, but didn't come out, because what happened? The person knew that if they came out, it would escalate, or she might also get beaten. So she did that and quickly sent the video, which was great, and enough evidence to put this man behind bars.
But even with that, even after that, her life was at risk.
Yes.
The man's sister and brother.
Yes, they came for her.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, extremely terrible to hear. But I feel like, as humans, I would risk my life for somebody else. I cannot be a bystander. I cannot be a bystander if someone is a victim to rape or abuse. I remember even once, I think I was driving, and there was the community members caught a thief, alleged thief, and they started using sticks to beat him. I actually jumped out of my car. I don't know why. I didn't think. I was not thinking whether I would be beaten too, which was very dangerous, by the way. I'm not saying anyone should do this. But I jumped out of my car and I went to protect the man. I actually shielded him and I was like, nobody should touch him. If you want justice, take him to the police station. Now, funny enough, this petty thief had stolen one shoe. Not the pair.
Not the pair.
One. So I realized that this is someone who probably has a mental health condition and maybe a kleptomaniac. He's just picking things. So I explained to them that I kind of know, his face looks familiar. He's an area petty thief. So please, let's if they want to do anything, I will put him in my car and take him to the police station. So as somebody else came, saw what was happening, and they put him in the car and took him to the police station. I felt like if I didn't intervene, it would have been a mob action. You see, I took that risk. I'm not saying everybody should take that risk, please. Safety first. But I think it's very important. I'll even bring up the one at the pharmacy where the lady filmed the gentleman. She was very brave, and I love her for that she filmed the person and he beat her up instead. There are people out there that need to be brave. Sometimes you can speak up for victims who cannot speak up for themselves. People are very silent. It's also because of the stigma in our society. That's one thing we didn't talk about.
But when we come back, we'll look at the stigma. We'll also look at the 16 days of activism, how we can throw some more light on it as a people. It's been happening over and over again, but it looks like it's just a select few who understand it. We'll look at it and look at what Amnesty International's role in all of these things right after this break. Stay with us. We'll be back. We'll bring you some more conversations on domestic violence, gender-based violence, intimate partner violence. And so if your family, your friends are not watching, you want to invite them to join us on this conversation so that we are more enlightened. We'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
To do my day jollof.
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so cool.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see you. We're DC class. My friend,
it's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, na abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Winning, enye easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there and welcome to Streets We Day. On this episode, we are at Circle going to ask people a few questions about the new products of Gino. Stay tuned and follow me. Pacho, your pro say? Okay. Inti, your first question, one say, we share Gino adverts na. Omo nyumbi, and they know omo can be wo ho. Omukade.
No, my Chris, hi, and I know.
3 sentences, 3 words. Wait me, I catch me. Gino, Bibi. Wait me, I catch me.
Oh, you wanna.
But I want to mean Gino.
Me too bad. Anyway, I'm ready.
Wow, I love Gino. I can't miss this one. Is Gino pepper and onion?
Yes, that's correct. So here's your gift for it.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, Gino.
Gino.
Tomatoes, paste. And yeah, the onion, nay, pepper womb, bibia womb. What the bunch of love for no Hey, Gino, we come back your love.
Gino.
Perfume rice. I know perfume rice. Different ones, Saba.
Aye. But we tomato paste near there, Gino.
As for that, the
perfume
rice. No papa ni.
Welcome back. We're still watching ABC in the morning. We are having conversations about gender violence or domestic violence, gender-based violence, intimate partner violence, any form of violence, especially which originates from the home. And Genevieve Patterson, the country director for Amnesty International, has been throwing some light on the conversation. I am loving it. I hope you're also loving it. You are learning something which will become a part of your life so that you do not see gender-based violence as normal. Genevieve, before we started this conversation, I've been reading a lot on it, and one of the things I read was that women from matrilineal homes are less likely to experience gender-based violence than those from patrilineal homes. It was quite interesting to me. Yes. I wonder if in your work you have come across this kind of study.
So not necessarily, but yes, matrilineal homes mean, in a way, indirectly, the women are sort of in charge of the home, and that comes with power dynamics. So if you're in a matrilineal home, the woman tends to have more power, and not necessarily money-wise, but just, status, making decisions, and that kind of thing. So yes, it's possible in matrilineal homes, but how many matrilineal homes do we have in Ghana? Not too many ethnic groups have that. And these days, that matrilineal thing is kind of fading out and has more to do with inheritance than to do with power dynamics in the household. Because you still have matrilineal homes and the power dynamics remain the same. The man is in charge, which is a whole other issue I have a problem with. But the problem here is patriarchy. Patriarchy shows that men are in charge, men are more dominant, and men are the oppressors. And when you have that equation, what happens is that they show the male dominance and negative masculinity onto the weaker person. That can be a woman, that can be a child. It's a form of showing power. People use rape even in war to show power. You take something away from the victim, and having your body as a temple. When I say temple, let's not even talk about religion, but for yourself. This is something you want to preserve and conserve for yourself, and somebody attacks your temple, it weakens you. So men use this as a sort of entry point of weakness, and they tower over you, and then with rape, they are able to control other areas of your life. Like I said, domestic violence is, it doesn't just happen overnight. There are signs that you need to look out for in an abusive relationship. someone who is very controlling, someone who is very obsessed and paranoid. Where are you going? Where are you? The person has to video call you to verify where you are. Locking you up in the house or locking you up in your room. That is, you are holding someone against their will. Even if it's their house, their own house, you're not allowed to do that. These are the little signs. You perhaps trying to pursue other areas of your life like education or opening a shop, opening a business, and the person's like, no, stay at home, I'll be the breadwinner, you don't have to do that. These are like signs of domestic abuse.
Earlier you mentioned love bombing.
Yes.
And so many times people have talked about how their relationships have gone south with regards with their guys becoming excessively controlling, and love bombing is always in the equation.
Yes.
For those of us who do not appreciate or understand what love bombing is, what do we see? I'm a young lady, a man says he likes me, I think I also like him. What are some of the things he would be doing? Or even a man, a lady says she likes you. What are the things you would be looking out for to see that this is the person love bombing me?
Yeah, so the love bombing can come even in the form of text messages, just person overcompensating, overdoing things. I love you, you're the love of my life. If I hadn't met you, I would have died somewhere. And you know, it even comes in the form of gifts. Maybe the person is just overcompensating, overdoing. You know, good morning, the love of my life, you know, my sunshine, my rain, what would I do without you? And this is consistent messages over a period of time. And mind you, this is not for someone you've known for a long time. This could be someone you just met.
And they're all over the moon.
I mean, I believe I love at first sight, but sometimes it's just over-exaggerated when you have someone just pouring their heart out to you in messages like they've known you for years. You know, sometimes people can do that and they are not abusers. But a lot of the time, abusers, what they do is they abuse you and then they love bomb. So you have to see the trends. They'll insult you. You're a stupid girl. You'll never be in. If I don't have you, nobody will have you. You're ugly. Like those kind of things to belittle you. And then the next day, babe, I'm so sorry. You know, I was angry. That's why I said those things. You are my forever. I love you and I can never leave you. Yes, that's love bombing. So we need to look at that trend. How somebody switches from being so nasty one day and then comes back, sends you flowers and chocolates or takes you for dinner, and you know, you think, oh, everything is fine, after he was just insulting you the day before, belittling you. So these are some of the signs of abuse that you need to look
literally
for.
a humiliation ritual.
Yes. And they do it to demean you, to undermine you, and they make sure they do it over and over again. And this can happen with very, very accomplished women in society. The man can tell you that, oh, what? Because you have 20 masters, you think you are better than me. And, you know, those kind of comments, you know, we have to be careful. You know, you can have arguments as a couple, but avoid belittling or demeaning the person. You know, things like, they will even go down to maybe addressing your private parts, telling you, oh, you stink, or your private part is smelling, like things like that. You know, it's not nice to hear from a partner. Of course, there are nicer ways of addressing that if that is even the case, but trust me, they'll find points to belittle you. You have a very large nose, you're ugly, you are lucky I'm with you. You know, comments that show that, yeah, I'm doing you a favor. So we have to be careful of comments like that. And those are signs that somebody can, you know, hurt you eventually. And also the little aggressions, pushing you, grabbing your hands, you know, that kind of thing. Any form of physical, those little things. you have to be careful of those, because those escalate to something else after.
Before this conversation, we were having a conversation in the newsroom, and a question was asked. One of my colleagues asked that, do people actually set out to date or marry people they hate? Because you look at the stories, people tell you how it was lovey-dovey at first sight, everything was great. The next thing they know, it was mad, and how all of these things compound and mess you up. And so, are we marrying or are we dating our enemies?
Okay, so there are two ways of looking at it, because sometimes you are with someone and then maybe your circumstances have changed, and then based on that, it brings out another side of you. So I know a lot of perpetrators either have alcohol or substance abuse problems or unemployed. So if you're unemployed, the stress, it feels demeaning. Your wife is probably working and you are not. You feel undermined. You feel like you're not providing. They are not excuses, by the way, but sometimes these factors come in. Somebody with an alcohol problem, you are drinking, you use it as an excuse to beat someone else. So I don't think people go in to do that. However, we also have narcissists, people who like to prey on weaker people. There are men out there that marry women who they see as submissive, who they see as, this person will not challenge me, this person, I can control her. There are people like that. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but there are people like that seek women who they can control and will not talk back to them, and will not know if I beat her, she'll keep quiet, she'll obey me. This is a very complicated word for me in a marriage, like obeying your spouse. Is he God? So you talk to your spouse, you have a conversation with your spouse, and you agree on issues together. Is this thing about obeying? I have a very big problem with it. But yes, so there are men that seek weaker partners to abuse them, yes. But there are also men who get into a marriage who have probably never been abusive. That is rare. That is rare. And maybe due to unemployment, alcoholism, substance abuse, then of course that is a cycle that is created, and then they become abusive.
Yes. Let's look at the stigma associated with all of these reporting matters. Have been raped. I feel like if I report that I've been raped, it will forever follow me.
Yes.
I may not get a man to marry.
Yes.
The whole society will say, oh, look at her, she's the one who was raped. And so a man approaches me, they like me. Or even I need a job to do, and every day that tag of rape is there. So the stigma associated with all of these forms of violence, and how it's hindered a lot of people from seeking the justice that they must be given.
So you're right, there's too much stigma around domestic violence and gender-based violence in general. What happens is that that is why a lot of people don't come out, because either you're laughed at, or again, oh, you are exaggerating, because of you someone is going to lose their job, because of you somebody is going to go to jail. Well, guess what? Because of you, the victim is going to go through a lot of psychological trauma for the rest of their lives.
Right.
People don't think about that. People don't think how rape, one rape can affect somebody's life. It can affect their job. It can affect them even wanting to work. It can affect their self-esteem. People always want to look at the perpetrator and be like, oh, come on, you don't want to cost him his job. He cost me my life. I think people, when you flip the script, when people understand that it is not the victim's fault, and the victim goes through way too much trauma than what the perpetrator will go through, I think society will begin to accept that it's okay to throw those people in jail. And
I think society always hands it bad to people they do not conventionally see as beautiful. And so somebody you do not perceive as beautiful because of your societal standards says that so and so raped me, groped me, touched me, and we say, oh, how could he? You're not as nice.
So again, it has nothing to do with the person, the attractiveness of the person. Otherwise, how are people attracted to babies, for example? It's 100% has to do with power dynamics. It has to do with, I want to be dominant over this person. I want to show this person that they are weak or render them weak. So because of that, a lot of power play comes into rape. Why? Like, for example, a teacher is in a place of power and rapes a student. You understand? Or sexually harasses a student. A husband is in a place of power in our society. Men in general are in places of power in our society. Your boss is in a place of power and gropes you at work, you know, or touches your bum. It's all forms of sexual harassment, you understand. And you realize that there is always power play. It is never a level playing field. There's always power play. So, I mean, in terms of stigma, people are also very afraid to leave their marriages because of stigma of divorce and that kind of thing, which I feel has become a little better in Ghana, but we need to do more work on that. I want to talk specifically to churches, religious groups, religious bodies, not just Christians, you know. We need to understand that when there is domestic violence, you need to report it to the police. This is not a counseling session that turns into prayers and forgiveness. Especially when someone's life is at danger, you need to report it. This is a huge issue I have with some religious bodies, not all. Some report, some don't. Some trivialize it and say, let's pray about it. Let's pray about it and, you know, God will intervene. Are you waiting for the person to die before God intervenes? So I think we need to re-look at these issues. You know, certain churches discourage divorce. Let me tell you, under Ghana's law, if you know, there are basis for divorce. One is in negligence, and one of course is abuse. So if somebody is abusing you, please, you know, it's difficult to forget about the stigma because it's a long road to go through divorce and that kind of thing. But if it's something that is going to kill you, please get out and get help. So just one more thing I want to talk about. Our justice systems, they are a little too slow. The court, when a victim goes to court or a survivor goes to court, and we call them survivors because these are people who have overcome something. You know, the processes are not exactly swift or fast, but it's also the stigma. You are going to court. I think I remember certain cases were open, so any person can walk in when you have a rape case. I'm saying this because I have someone who had to go to court, and she said she wanted to stop because she felt other people came into the courtroom. So we need to find a way for children, child abuse cases. The courtroom is closed. Not anyone, public is not allowed there. But I think they need to ensure that happens for adults as well, that nobody can just walk in. Public are not allowed in unless you have something to do with the case. I think that's very important. Training. I know there's been a lot of training of the police, security forces, judiciary, just to ensure that, you know, they handle those cases very well. But it has to be continuous. There just needs to be more and more training, and government needs to invest in it.
Now let's look at 16 days of activism. Starts from 25th November and on 10th December. Within 16 days, what are the things that we are supposed to know, understand, appreciate, and get better for?
So this year, the theme is, Unite and 16 days against digital violence. You know, this new age of technology, there's just so much happening online. So what I love is that Amnesty International Ghana, we really look at digital violence.
Right.
We look at online gender-based violence. We look at phishing, we look at the catfishing thing, we look at issues of exploitation, sexual exploitation online, and also just ensuring that people are safe online, how to be safe online, and how not to troll. I think we tend to have a whole trolling thing. Cyberbullying is a form of online digital violence. It's not good if maybe like the video you were speaking, I commented on that video and I asked the person, the organization that put it up to take down the video. Unfortunately, when you report the video, the Meta gets back to you and tells you that they saw nothing wrong with the video. This is a huge issue with Meta that has even come up in the United States, that what are they doing about it when there are videos of violence, sexual violence, and you report them, yet you get a response back that there's nothing violent about the video. Meanwhile, that video was horrible. We saw someone being groped at a concert. She has come to a concert, she wants to have fun, and there's a gentleman pushing on her, groping her. It was so inappropriate. So these are this is gender-based violence online. It can even be people sending you inappropriate images, of their private parts. That happens a lot. You've not consented for this person to send you this kind of thing, and then they send you nude pictures. It's also about leaking sexual videos online. Now, if I'm with my partner and I've decided to do a video of ourselves, there's nothing wrong with that. But the moment that video goes online or leaks, or the person, your partner, most likely the man, decides, oh, we've broken up, I want to show this girl, and decides to leak the video, because that's what happens a lot. Under the Cybersecurity Act, that is illegal. You're not supposed to do that. It's a crime. So these things happen online, and we need to be safer online. We need to take more precautions. We need to be, familiar with the environment and be careful of what we share. Even sharing pictures of your children, sometimes now you have artificial intelligence that takes the face and uses it for another video. So you have to be careful of that as well. That's why people try not to post their children too much and stuff. And then you have people sending you funny friend requests. And we have to understand that there are a lot of people that pose online as children, and they are adults. So we have to be careful of the pedophiles online as well. So this 16 days of Active Amnesty has trained some students in the northern part of Ghana and university students to come up with their own activities online on how to prevent online violence, how to prevent, what to do when there's online violence, how can you report it. And people also use extortion. There's a lot of extortion going on online as well. So
finally, when you look at the SDGs, especially those that speak to gender-based violence, speak to women empowerment, speak to ridding our society of the inequalities that women face, how do you think, or how do you see Ghana faring on this scale?
I think this year since COVID, the statistics are different, but I genuinely think since COVID there has been an increase in gender-based violence in Ghana. We need to do more. As government needs to do more. The support services need to work together. I feel currently they are working separately and not working as a team. When I talk about that, I'm talking about social welfare, judiciary, police, domestic violence secretariat, that's the Ministry of Gender. I think everyone is just doing their own thing. They need to be connected. That's one thing that bothers me. Government needs to put more money in Ministry of Gender. It's something I've been advocating for a lot. The Domestic Violence Support Fund needs to have money in it. When you see how, I think it's a great cause, but look at how this survivor was beaten, the lady that her video was circulating and she was naked, she was beaten. And a media house is the one raising funds for her, when it should be government that should actually take her costs.
Also, even not with her, but the other lady, the one who videoed, it brings us to witness protection.
Yes.
How are we protecting those who whistle blow?
Yeah, the whistleblowers.
Issues? Yeah.
Whistleblowers are very important, and how do we protect them? This is a huge issue, you know. And I mean, I always say that that person was so brave, because being a tenant, if you video from a certain angle, they are going to know who it was.
Obviously.
Definitely.
And had they not found out, the brother and sister of the man would not have pounced on her.
Yes.
And the issue, finally, I know I said that was finally, but let me ask this too. With this lady's issue, it raises a lot of concerns about how our police react to matters like this.
Yeah.
And other people have started speaking up about the very, in our Ghanaian parlance, I don't care attitude of our police when it comes to issues like these. This lady says she went over and over. She was told to go and settle the matter at home. Does it lie with the police to determine how you settle the matter?
I don't even know how to comment on that, because unfortunately this is not a single case. It happens a lot, where police tell you to go back home, go back to your abuser. It's already, the equation is not balanced. This is what I try and indicate to people. You have a victim and the abuser. It's always like this. It's never like this. It's not an equal playing ground. So you tell somebody to go back, you're telling someone to go and negotiate with the devil. That's what you're trying to do.
And you can't.
No. So I know the police are doing a lot. I know they lack resources, but I also feel they can do better. I really, really do feel they can do better. I know there's so much, like, for example, again, because I've been working in this sector for a while, there was someone who, domestic violence, so the person lived in her apartment block, and the person raped her in her apartment. And the person knocked, wanted tea, that kind of thing, pushed himself in and raped her. So when I asked her to go and report to the police station and stuff, oh boy, we don't have a car. She had to buy fuel for them to drive to the apartment because when they called the gentleman to come, he refused to come, of course. Those are also issues that come up. So they had to go there, go to his apartment, knock on his door, take him in for questioning. And they got his story and everything. She had to live in her apartment building with the guy for about a week or two before we spoke to the landlord to kick him out. He needed to get out, so that was also sorted out. He had to move out. But can you imagine how the victim would have been afraid living in the same apartment complex?
Your abuser.
Yes, you wouldn't even want to come out of your house. So these are some of the logistics we have, because if we had a shelter, this lady would quickly leave where she is and be able to go to this shelter temporarily, even if it's for 2 weeks, whilst we sort out getting the man out, but she had nowhere to go, which was very sad.
Very sad.
So that's another thing the government needs to focus on, getting shelters. We need to get shelters, because at the end of the day, the problem is there. So we need to find a way to support survivors of gender-based violence.
Right. I wished we could have had some more conversations on these, but our time is fast spent. We'll look forward to speaking more on this. Maybe next time, dwell more on what Amnesty International is doing and some of the results from the work you've been doing so far. But we are so grateful to you that you spent the time with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Genevieve. Genevieve Partington is the country director for Amnesty International Ghana. There's so much we've learned today, and I hope that you have also added some to your vast knowledge so that you can do better. We really need to do better when it comes to this matter of abuse, and we really also need to stop trivializing it. It is not normal. It will never be normal. It can never be normal. When we think about it that way, we'll do better in the country. That's all for our main discussion. We'll take a break. When we return, we bring you Ghana Speaks, where you call us and share your thoughts with us. 053-916-1609. Share your thoughts on this matter. If there's something you do not understand, you can also ask. We'll do well to bring you all of the understanding on this. And if you feel safe enough to share with us, if you have been a victim in any form, would love to hear from you right after this break. Stay with us.
Without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
On the show, we shall start by interrogating your admits of matters with expert insight, former renowned medical professionals, providing you with actionable advice and cutting-edge knowledge to prevent injuries and optimize performance. Then we'll connect you to the talking points where we'll bring you the big names, the famous faces, and leading voices on our radar in the world of sports for a lively conversation and diverse perspective.
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
On Ghana Focus, we shall spotlight our domestic leagues and heroes of other sporting disciplines.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC with Victor and the team as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Magic pepper and onion, a delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yenini na da da da. So pa mediane no abin.
Come on, Gino, do your magic.
And papa no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Rent back with the Pia Upa. Come on, come see what? Wait, this guy. My friend, see before.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, wono ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh, no abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my day jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah. Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Thank you for staying with us. It's time to hear your voice. It's your voice that matters and your voice alone that we want to hear this morning. 0539161609. 0539161609. Share your thoughts with us. Today we've been talking about gender-based violence, domestic violence, and its very unfortunate implications on all of us and the need to stand up for what is right. Do not sweep it under the carpet. Share your thoughts with us. If you have faced any form of violence in any form and you feel comfortable sharing with us this morning, would love to hear from you. 053-916-1609. Over the past few weeks, too many stories have come to light. Very heartbreaking. The young lady who was beaten by her husband. She was stripped naked and beaten. If that did not evoke any compassion in you, I do not know what would. It was very stressful. The young girl who has been killed by her father because she ate her brother's meal. And the many stories about violence within the home, even in the workplace. Share your thoughts with us on what you think about these matters. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Would love to hear from you what you make of these conversations. Today on Community Watch, we also went to Ashaiman, the Ashaiman Underbridge to Ajay Kojo Road. That road that connects Ashaiman Underbridge and Ajay Kojo. We saw the state of the road, how it is affecting commuters, how it's affecting the road users, how it's affecting the drivers, who at the end of the day would have to use all of their sales to service their cars because of the state of the road. How it's affecting the business women, the traders along the road, how they are losing their customers because their customers say we cannot drive all the way to buy from you and go home and have our cars fixed. Tell us what is also happening in your community. Let us know. And maybe your community will be the next community we visit and see the deplorable state in there. Share your thoughts with us on all of these conversations. The Ghana Institute of Foresters also say that our forests are under siege. They have given some information. They have preferred some solutions to government that government should look at and make our forests better. All of these are conversations we've been having today on ABC in the morning. So call us and share your thoughts with us. 053 916 1609. 053 916 1609. 053 916 1609. Share your thoughts with us and let's appreciate where you also are coming from when it comes to all of these conversations. But like Genevieve said, tomorrow begins the 16 days of activism. 16 days of activism begin on 25th November and end on the 10th of December every year. Every year, that is when the 16 days of activism is held. What are you doing to make the world a better place against gender-based violence? And so share your thoughts with us. What do you think government should be doing the more to shield women, children, the vulnerable from abuse of any kind? What should you be doing? What should our communities be doing? Our community leaders, our Ebusia Penny, our Willome, our chiefs, our Imam Peninfo, our Aba Penins, what should they be doing so that we can shield the vulnerable from all of these forms of violence? Let's hear from you. I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on all of these matters? 053 916 1609. 053 916 1609. Share your thoughts with us. On YouTube, Favor Nunu says, if a man is able to hit you once, he can do more terrible things to you. And this is Favor's comment on YouTube. She says, if a man is able to hit you once, know that he can do more terrible things to you. That is your cue to protect yourself. That is your cue to run for your life. Seek help. We understand that our various institutions that should be safeguarding us are woefully under-resourced. They are woefully under-resourced, and we would need them to be better equipped, to be better resourced to help us. Our lives matter. The number of women who die, the number of children who die because of gender-based violence. Look at this young boy whose matter has gained prominence once again, Ransford. The issue about Ransford having been sodomized over and over again at the hands of his coach. You know what hurts? How the matter was all over and this boy's mother could not get justice when he was alive for her son. And he unfortunately died. This coach was invited recently and was allowed to go. We wait to see what more happens, but videos have circulated. You've seen him in compromising situations with the boys he's coaching. This is worrying. You are in a position of trust, a position of power. You are not to abuse this position, but it has become so normal. People who have been put in positions of trust, positions of power, abusing the positions they have, abusing it over and over and over and over again. A young lady has been put in your care. You are her classes teacher, as we say it. You are her teacher in school. You are her trainer here and there. And you take advantage. How many people have had to leave situations because the people who were supposed to help them were taking advantage of them? Someone says, I started driving lessons and my driving instructor began to make lewd comments, began to make unsolicited comments, sexual comments, and I quickly had to drop the class. I didn't care how much I had spent. It may sound absurd to somebody who has not been in the situation, but these things are happening. People have had to drop things in the middle because there are some people who should have been in positions of trust who were beginning to abuse the position. And so today, if there's nothing we have learned, we should have learned that we should be vigilant as parents. Please be vigilant to the people who come around your children. You as a person, be a person of integrity to not abuse the power or the trust that has been reposed in you. And especially as we are entering into the festive season, let's be our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper. When you see somebody taking advantage of the other, please step into the situation, and don't go about at programs groping women, touching them inappropriately. And we read comments on social media under these videos, and you are saying that, what were you doing there? That is you effectively victim blaming. What was that man also doing? And so this is what we need to do to save ourselves. Let us protect ourselves. And we look forward to seeing the duty bearers playing their roles very, very adequately. When you apprehend these perpetrators, you bring them to book, it sends a signal to the others that if you try it, you too will be brought to book. We'll take a break. When we return, James Ohenba Makion joins me for the latest in the world of sports. Stay with us.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available, strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.